I'm telling you, this Martian problem isn't going to fix itself. They were going to execute us. We barely got off that rock alive.
Come on, they were trying to save their planet.
From their own slaves. If those Sequids ever take over, Earth is next. We need to strike first. Send up that Invincible guy again.
You're talking about starting an interplanetary war.
Hey, panelists, welcome back to the show. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jayme.
And this is Panels to Pixels podcast, and we are continuing our coverage of Invincible Season 2 that's on Amazon Prime. And within this episode, we are going to do a spoiler review of Episode 2, which is entitled, "In About 6 Hours, I Lose My Virginity to a Fish." This is obviously a show that was based on the comic book series by Robert Kirkman, and it's on Amazon Prime, like I stated. So those of you who have not watched the episode, like I said, spoiler review, stop this episode of the podcast. Go watch it. Obviously, you listeners know, who've been with us, know exactly what we do. But those who have not watched the episode and don't want to be spoiled, stop it now, the podcast now, and then just come back later and just listen to us.
We'll wait for you.
Yeah, for those of you that love to be spoiled like myself at times, because I like to have fun and do that at times, stay with us. So, Invincible Season 2, Episode 2, "In About 6 Hours, I Lose My Virginity to a Fish." The synopsis for this particular episode is, it's summer break for Mark and his friends, but supervillains don't take a vacation. Mark is forced to face the consequences of Omni-Man's double life. And that's straight from Amazon Prime, by the way.
Yeah.
So, initial thoughts, Jayme, what do you have?
Well, one, that is a really fun title.
It is.
And kind of like the title, there was a lot going on in this episode. It was kind of tough to keep up with everything going on.
Yeah.
Like every time I looked down to write something, I'd look back up and we're in completely different scene, completely different bad guy.
Or completely different person in their own situation. You know, we got the Guardians of the Galaxy. We got Debbie dealing with a new, like, the house being sold.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Yeah, she's basically putting it up for sale.
Was that her house, or was it she's just a realtor?
Or is she a realtor? I'm trying to remember, because it was, from my understanding...
No, because the guy told her to go home. So that can't be her house.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression. But then again, they all look like cookie cutters.
Yeah.
Like modular homes. Something that the company is actually fixed up to due to, like, damage. Guardians of the Globe have to deal with the reptilians. And
Lizard League.
Lizard League. I call them the reptilians. And then on top of that, we get Mark has to deal with graduation in this episode. He also has to deal with the Atlanteans based upon Omni-Man destroying their... Did he kill the king? I forget.
Yeah, he killed the king. But I mean, we started with we had Doc Seismic, we have the Atlanteans, we have for a hot minute that Batman wannabe, whose name I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
The Lizard League, which Mark didn't fight, but it's still bad guys that were in this episode.
Yeah.
Shapeshifter, who I guess now is part of the Guardian, or Shapesmith, who is now part of the Guardians.
Yep.
And then, which that's something to talk about. And then at the very end, we had Angstrom. Like, we had so many bad guys.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't count the human-ish struggles going on. That's just bad guys.
Well, the humanish one is literally the graduation, kids trying to move forward with everyday life. We see Eve. She doesn't want to play superhero, but she wants to help out the world. Their friend William, who is knowing of their superhero powers.
He's back. I missed him last week.
He wants to have fun. And Amber trying to, not take advantage of her superhero boyfriend, but basically enjoy her boyfriend, as a
Which you
boyfriend.
should do.
Yeah. So it's still that whole growing up aspect that Mark has to deal with, Amber has to deal with, even Eve has to deal with too, because she has to deal with her own parents at a certain point. There's a lot going on within the episode. Very subtle at times that if you think about it, if you just play the episode casually, but after a few viewings or a couple of viewings, you do get what's going on within the episode, which really drives us for wanting to know what's going to come next, because everybody's dealing with their own little nuance issues. Like, if you look at Debbie as well, because she's still suffering.
Yeah, and Robert Kirkman likes to drop little seeds that bloom way later.
That is true. Yeah. And that's through the comic verse. What was been adapted is a little bit different. So those of you comic book readers that are out there that read Invincible, there's probably a little bit more in there that was left out, or more that you want to see come sooner, because you're ahead of the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did enjoy the episode just as well. I'm looking forward to see what we have. Like you said last episode, we only get 4 episodes for this season.
Yeah, we're already halfway through. And they're only about 45 minutes, maybe close to 50 minutes per episode. So they're trying to fill in a lot of content, a lot of information for us, but also move the story along. And I'm pretty sure as soon as season 3 comes out, it's going to be longer, which will be great. But were there any favorite moments within this episode that you liked? I love Debbie. Like, she's such a real character. Like, she's our true human. Like, she has human emotion. She's a great mom. She goes to protect her son, goes to Cecil to try and keep Mark safe and stand up for him. And she has a good conversation with him about, like, look, this is your last summer as a kid. Just enjoy it. It's already like, I'm not a kid. Kid's been taken away from me, but she's trying. I'm glad she stood up to that jerk at the open house.
Yeah.
Like, she's not your property or whatever she said. She's not your pet. That was it.
Oh, yeah. And that really ticked her off. That triggered her.
Yeah, that guy was a D-bag.
He was a D-bag.
He was a complete jerk. And then, she got home and she just broke down, melted down, whatever.
Yeah.
And had her freak out. That sometimes you just got to get that out. And luckily Mark was there to give her, to hold her at the end, which was really sweet.
It is sweet. Well, obviously he is human. He is Viltrum, but the thing is, he was brought up to be human. So obviously, family matters most, and he does love his mom. So it makes sense, the fact that he's there, but the fact is like, with college coming up, he's not going to be there, and he's going to try to live his own life, but also be invincible at the same time. And it's going to be a challenge just the same. I think that's probably what we're looking more into when we get to season 3. At that point, his struggle of duality as a hero as well as being a person. It's bad enough he's dealing with it already, but also with the aftermath of his father's death. Not his father's death, but the fact that his father destroyed everything, and he can't really say, "Hey, Omni-Man's my dad." But yeah, it's a struggling life. I would not want that or wish that on anybody.
No. And then, with him going to college, Debbie is going to be a legit empty nester. Like, she's got nobody at home.
That is true.
She's got no husband. And that was the thing. Like, he said she was a pet to him. So when she freaked out on that guy saying she's not your pet, like, that was a big
trigger. I say it as trigger for the fact that a majority of her life was stolen from her, and that when the truth came out of what he was like and who he was in her life, and what she meant to him really is a hard pill to swallow and to deal with. And the one thing that I don't want to see is resentment more towards Mark, because Mark is half Viltrum.
Yeah, I don't see that coming.
I just don't want that to happen.
Yeah, no, she's still being a great mom.
Yeah, she's still there. She
needs some
her
friends.
Child. Yeah, she definitely. Well, we saw that last episode, and she did have a friend in somebody.
One who lives in Russia.
Yeah, but honestly, I think she needs to gather more.
Yeah,
and more women in her life too, to help her with that struggle too. But yeah, like I said, yeah, it was definitely portrayed well, but it's really upsetting to watch. One thing that I found interesting was Russ dealing with being a hidden Martian amongst the astronauts and everything. We got Carrie Payton coming back as astronaut number 2. But we see how Russ is dealing it as a representative of Mars, because the other person that was in the Guardians of the Globe originally who died was a Martian, and he sees the news footage and everything else, and he's all like proud and happy about it. I'm forgetting if Russ was the original Martian. No,
I don't remember either, but I still like a perfectly normal human.
But the way he reacts and acts, and the fact that he breaks down in the bathroom too, and talking about, I have 4 hearts.
The other guy doesn't pick up on it at all.
He doesn't pick it up on it at all, but the guy picks him up, basically reassures him, just like anybody would do for anybody else. You're doing a great job, blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm looking forward to see what we get more for him.
Yeah, and hopefully he stops eating frozen pizza, crappy frozen pizza, still frozen.
Yeah, still frozen. He's got to learn to eat it hot.
How did all the cheese stay on when he had it hold that way? Because in real life, that doesn't. All the cheese ends up falling off.
Or it just crumbles off. Yeah.
Yeah. End up having to pick it up and put it back on.
We got something funny out of the graduation, which I do enjoy graduation day. We have Principal Winslow. And of all people, who voices Principal Winslow? Reginald Vell Johnson, who played Carl Winslow from Family Matters.
Yep. Perfect.
And of course, he was in Die Hard with Bruce Willis as his Twinkie eating compatriot in the first movie, and his best friend in the second movie. By the way, he is 71 years old.
Wow.
So I had to look that up. And I just laugh at the fact that Mark is late, to the graduation because he was too busy superheroing. And he shows
up. He's like, "Oh, I just missed the over exaggerated quotes or the bullshit quotes or whatever it was."
Yeah.
Because I love how that cheesy juxtaposition they did with the speech and what Mark's doing in DC fighting, how it all matched up. As cheesy as it was, I loved how they did it.
I did. It reminded me of all things, and I hate saying it. A lot of people will hate me on the podcast for saying it because people didn't like it, but I'm a fan of it because I love Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
All right, I can see that.
And then in the very beginning, Peter is battling in downtown Manhattan against these people, and it was, pre-Rhino, but it's the Russian guy. And then he finally makes it to graduation, and obviously Aunt May's there and everything else. And then, because Gwen is there, and they have that same kind of camaraderie, and that talk, kind of like Amber, Eve, and and Mark does in this particular episode too. So I got that familiarity with it within comics and shows and movies. So I enjoyed it for that specifics. But in this case, Mark was dealing with Doc Seismic, and he was trying to take down the Washington Monument.
And he did.
And he goes, "What about the trees?" Oh, you could keep your wood monuments.
I know. Isn't that all buildings?
That's literally, and then on top of that, and I just love how at the very end it's like Cecil, he was like, I could put it back, I could bring it back
Don't
up.
touch it.
Don't touch it. We'll take care of this, Mark. Go to graduation. And I thought it was cute. But during that graduation, Eve mentions how she was like grateful that she quit superheroing.
But did she?
Not really. She's still saving the world in the sense that she's helping out people, and then she gets ridiculed over it too. It's like, oh, you scared the crap out of these people as you were filling that building. No. Like, okay, well, there's no thank you there. But
well, back at the graduation though, I love again the cheesy little touch where Mark throws his cap way and it goes whoosh.
Yeah, all the way.
But that's kind of like a throwback to when he got his powers, like he threw the trash bag.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. Kind
I
of
thought
a
that was
Superman
kinda-
moment where he just tosses something that just goes
Yeah.
away. I feel bad for the person that got the garbage in their face or even the graduation hat. That you don't ever say. It could turn terrible.
Yeah.
But the garbage, not so much. Probably somebody just covered in garbage and going, what happened? I just love that after the graduation, though, in the tree house that Eve has, Eve's use of her powers to make beer from plants.
Hey.
And they're partying it up, and then she makes one that's like a virgin. What was it, daiquiri or pina colada?
I think it's virgin daiquiri.
For Mark because he's being such a sourpuss. He's sourpuss.
Well, no, the high schoolers shouldn't be drinking in America.
Well,
We all
they
did
do anyway, and we all did it. But and through that we know that we see that Eve wants to reconstruct Chicago because it was destroyed because of obviously from last season. But you see the hopefulness in each and every one of them.
Yeah.
Including Mark when it comes to college and Amber in college. And then I love how Will is like, I just want to see some cheesy reality show and then watch it twice.
Yeah.
And I think that's hilarious too. But it's just, his goofiness, I think. But with that, they move on after that. And I think the what you were talking about earlier was I call him Dark Boy, but it's Darkwing's assistant that takes on the traits of
Yeah, he was Nightborn.
Nightborn. Okay.
I think, if I heard it correctly.
Yeah.
And now he's Darkwing, but he has voices in his head, and
yeah,
I guess he kills people who did wrong.
Yeah. Well, I call him Dark Boy because he is dark and he's a boy. I just think it's like Dick Grayson on crack. Dick Grayson from like Batman, if you think about it. But in this guy, he actually has powers in a sense to trap Mark into something. And Mark uses Darkwing's own fear to stop him. At some point, he just goes all dark on Darkwing at a certain point, and with the way he's talking to him about it, all because people fear Omni-Man and technically Omni-Man's son, or the people that know that he is, obviously, because Darkwing knows who he is.
Yeah,
and I think within that moment, Mark kind of lost it a little bit, but he was kind of lost within the darkness itself too, because Cecil couldn't even get through to him. But I think it all had to do with like Mark pressuring himself due to his father's shadow of being the hero and also the villain at a certain point, and him trying to prove himself, to make himself different from his own father, which is good. But sometimes a negative doesn't work for your positive at times.
Right.
Do you have anything on Eve's parents? Because that was interesting.
Yes. Adam, Eve, parents. Like her dad was a dick before. He's still a dick. He's a bigger dick.
Yeah.
I mean,
He went to
worst part-
flipping burgers now.
yeah, it's not her fault. I can see his points. I can see why he's angry.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be angry at your daughter, especially if she's trying to help you and gives you a golden apple that you can go hawk for all kinds of money. But like she's trying to help. She's a kid. She doesn't know. Like
She wants to do the better for the family.
it's for her family. She wants to like with building that apartment, like rebuilding that apartment when she put the pieces up, and then the foreman's like, look, one, tell us you scared the shit out of my people. Like that wasn't cool. And it's not cool. Like
that is true.
And then like the foreman said, like, I don't know if that's up to code. Like, yeah, it sucks that it takes longer. Maybe there's a way for her to work with
them
and make sure it's up to code and make sure it's right. How the hell did she get water in a fountain? Where did that come from?
Well, her abilities probably are still coming into play, as we all know.
But there's no pipes there, or there weren't pipes there.
You never know. From the earth?
Maybe. I don't know. That was just... But the sinkhole, like, there was a reason they didn't fix up that park because it wasn't safe.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, now she's, unfortunately, you know, you grow up, you learn things.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have good people to teach her. Like, the Guardians of the Globe, she doesn't want to be a part of, and I get that.
Yeah, she thinks of it as more violence.
Yeah, which I get. She just wants to help people, but she needs someone to guide her. Like she's 18
she needs
years
a mentor.
old. She's a kid.
Yeah.
You just don't know things. You haven't lived enough. Because like it seems like a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. Put those things back together, let people move back in. But somebody's got to check it and make sure it's all safe. Like there's gonna be a way. There's got to be a way that she can work with people to help out. Be the light, like in the alternate universe where Mark was flying the ambulance faster than it could drive or something like, I mean, like there's things she could do, but again, it's scary for the people involved. Everybody's got to know what's going on. Yeah. And like her dad's a complete and utter jerk. I understand why he's mad. The way he is being mad is completely and utterly unacceptable.
I think in time, and I hate this is kind of a trope within superhero films and shows and things of that nature. This is not me reading ahead. I have not read any of the Invincible stuff further in. But when it comes to Eve's parents, her father is a true douche canoe, as we all know. And I think at a certain point, he'll be lost. Something's going to happen to him. And her mother will be okay with it or completely against it for the fact that she probably feels that, Eve had done something to cause it. But I think it all has to do with his realization that he can't come to grips that his daughter is superpowered and has to deal with that situation. And I don't think
she's stronger than him. He's used to being the bully in the family.
Yeah, and I don't think there's ever going to be a resolve. I think that is the reason why we got the Adam Eve minisode that we did get before we actually got this particular season. I think we got that small mini movie for that reason alone. I think there's something that's going to be happening to Eve in the near future, maybe by the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see her dad coming around and be like, oh, I see the error of my ways. I think he's going to, if he dies, he's going to die a jerk.
And I think so, too. But it's also going to be through his own fault and then with her trying to save him at the same time.
That's possible.
So, but that's my prediction. That's my thoughts. So if you guys think differently, let us know. Always.
One thing that I found interesting, though, is like she picked her name as Adam Eve. Mm-hmm. And her dad's name is Adam. Like, why
Well, it's spelled Atom, A-T-O-M, not A-D-A-M.
But still, it's still so close. I would have been like, no thanks.
Yeah.
But I think that also shows how much power I just took it as how much power and love she still has for her family. Yeah. Even if they're being jerks.
Well, it's her adoptive family, obviously, too, but she loves them nonetheless,
Yeah,
regardless
it's
of the anger and the stupidity, I should say, in it. Um, it's a weird dynamic,
yeah.
but I think she will follow through, and I think she'll probably be stronger than she was before after all said and done. One thing that I did really truly enjoy on this, and this is typical superhero trope of like the superhero going and taking their girlfriend who knows about their secret identity and all this stuff, but wanting to see the world as it were from their viewpoint. So Mark gets Mark's little getaway with Amber, and he takes her to Vegas.
Well, because her skin would fall off if they went to Paris that fast.
Yeah, so they go to the Eiffel Tower because she sees the Eiffel Tower. She goes, "Oh, we're in Vegas. Because if I did that, your skin will fall off because my
Yeah.
powers and how fast we would go."
Well, they also had a time limit. She only gets an hour for lunch.
Yeah, but it worked out nonetheless, and it was cute.
Well, and he saw his parents doing that. Like his dad would take his mom to Europe. Like, why don't we go to this place for this and this place for that and blah, blah, blah. And like, it is a perk of having a superhero boyfriend.
And I thought it actually states that she is way too good. She's way too good for him at times because she is there as like a backbone, emotionally for him. And he's good for her too. But the funny thing is I like when he goes, wait, and he comes back and he has to take her back to work because the look of fear of like, how do I get down?
Yeah. Like when you started to fly away, I'm like, wait a second. You have to bring her back. She still has to go to work. I don't think they did that dinner date either.
But I found that as a cute little portion within the episode as well. Well, I thought Doc Seismic was actually cute and funny as well, and how he got it. So we got those funny events that kind of stable out the as well as the treehouse. It did stable out the negativity, I should say, within the episode. And there's some other funny moments within it that follow, which like with the Lizard League and the Guardians of the Globe. They have to go protect them, but I forgot exactly how the outcome was regarding that.
Lizard League loses.
Yeah. But Rex gets upset because there's somebody that looks a little bit like him because he's like he could change himself into him.
I don't know. Not doing this again.
But they invite a new person. And who's that person? I forgot his name.
Shapesmith.
Okay, Shapesmith.
Is what he's called, but it's really Russ.
Yeah.
So / the Martian.
Yeah. Well, it works out.
Perfectly normal human who got his powers in a normal human way.
Russ just
no one will suspect.
No one will suspect until he has to be in two places at once. He's got that Superman issue.
Yeah. Still, like it was like, get your head on straight, and he looks in the mirror and tilts it to the side. Like, it's not straight.
Then we get Cecil sending Mark to the Atlanteans, which is the prime portion of the particular episode. And we get Mark having to go back because Omni-Man killed the Atlantean king. So it's his way. And the way to resolve this issue is for him to marry the queen.
But apparently that was too archaic.
Yeah. So
that
now
archaic practice has been stopped.
We don't do that anymore. So it's trial by combat.
I think maybe marrying the queen might have been better, but
yeah. But it's this whole the title literally stems from what's in Mark's mind going, I have to lose my virginity to a fish. So that comes into play with this. But Mark has to deal with a sea monster that is shackled and then comes out from a crevice.
At first it's a little anglerfish.
Yeah, it's an anglerfish.
Cute little seahorse.
He tries to beat it up, and it's like squeaking, squeak, 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 and nope, that's not the whole thing.
Yeah, and then when it comes up, he's like, "Oh, this makes way more sense." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, it's cute at
We all
first,
saw
but
this
then
coming.
you get the realism. You saw it coming a long way. Mark kind of gets beat up pretty heavily. He's underwater with the mask on because obviously he can't breathe underwater. But through the struggles and everything, and then Cecil tells him to pretty much get away.
Well, they sent the backup in, which I watched. I'm like watching the. I'm like, backup. What kind of backup come? Oh, missiles. This is gonna backfire. Oh, yep,
Yeah,
it did.
it did. Yeah, and the sea creature gets away from its own chains and shackles,
Because
and
yeah, one of them broke.
and then it starts destroying the Atlanteans at that point, and some of them are getting hurt and killed. So Mark has a struggle because Cecil's like, get out of there. He literally wants them to get away and let them die. And I'm like, and then Mark's like, no, and because it's just within Mark, and he has to go back, and he does help them, and he stops the creature.
Yeah,
He sends
he
it
proves
further
that
down.
he's not his dad.
Yeah, he proves he's not his dad, which is nice, and the Atlanteans do appreciate that and love that, and it's like, okay, you did what you had to do. Thank you.
And do his powers not work as well in the water?
I think he hasn't learned to use them yet, is what it is. Yeah, he's still learning. He just received his powers, what, a year ago?
Yeah. And the person training him is now gone.
Yeah, and that person was a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Which was his own father. But, and then after this, we get
The Lizard League?
no, not the Lizard League. You just spoke about him in the very beginning. The person that we left off at the end of the last episode.
Oh, you're talking about Angstrom?
Yep.
Oh, that's the after credits. First, we have the Lizard League, the change in leadership in the Lizard League.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And we go from the Supreme Lizard back to the King Lizard, and the Lizard people don't seem to give a crap who's leading them.
I don't know. Maybe I kind of phased it out of my head. They were like kind of secondary villains. I'm still waiting for the Mauler twins to come back, or the Mauler.
I know, I missed them. But yeah, finally is that Angstrom. Now, that's not our world. That's an alternate world.
Correct.
Did you notice the sign in front of the Pentagon?
No.
It said the Pentagon, United States Pentagon, and then it said parking in front. I was like, that's so weird. I'm like, does it really say that in real life? I've never been to the Pentagon, so I don't know.
No, it does not. They have a separate parking lot. I've been there a few times.
Yeah, it said, and then it said parking in front. I was like, what? Because I rewound it to see if there was like some, I don't know, something that told you it was an alternate universe.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw, the parking front. I'm like, that's so weird. That's so funny.
But look forward to see what we got from Angstrom and coming up.
Is he the one who caught Mark? Or did he just come to where Mark, a universe where Mark was already caught?
I believe he came to a universe where Mark was already caught.
And being bad.
Yes. Yeah. That's literally what it is. Because he has that ability to jump from universe to universe. He's not in the prime universe that we are looking at when it comes to Mark at this point. So, like I said last episode, like with the last podcast, when we were discussing the first, episode, this is very much almost DC and Marvel in the sense of how they mimic with multiversal jumping. And
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yeah, exactly. And then, we're not going to have a Doctor Who there to help him along this way. But the thing is that we're going to have this issue where it's going to be multi-universal, and there's going to be a cataclysm between the prime universe that we know and Angstrom, and in his manipulation of the different universes and an inclusion of other people from that. And like I stated last episode or last podcast, I wouldn't put it past them that they actually get the alternate version of Mark and have
Yeah.
Mark on a, see who truly is Invincible. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't put it past them that happens at the end of the season. So we only have 2 more episodes. So it's going to be the last episode, most likely. Or
I
maybe
think
in
they're calling it a
between.
half season. We do get another 4 episodes next year at some point in time.
Yeah, but we'll see. They're probably going to leave it on if they do say it's a half season for season 2 and we do get something next year, then it will be the mid-season finale.
Yeah, it's going to be
it's going to
cliffhanger, dramatic, something.
Yeah, it's going to
or we'll be
definitely.
totally wrong in 2 weeks.
We'll find out.
Yep.
But yeah, with that's all I had as far as like notes and information, what I liked about it. But like I always say, I look forward to see what we do continue to get, and I really do enjoy the show. I didn't see any flaw within it. The only issue is it's like I just like the Lizard League. It's secondary, but it's a secondary banana villain.
Yeah.
It's probably
going to just keep popping up.
I think they're going to show some sort of importance at a later point, but we don't know exactly when.
Yeah.
They're going to screw something up or league with somebody else. And I wouldn't put it past them. And it would be great if Mueller runs away from Angstrom and helps out and, Mark as Invincible.
That would be awesome.
But we'll see what happens when it comes. These are just theories and thoughts that come out of my head as well as Jamie's. So we just have
we
fun.
haven't read the comic. We don't know what's happening. We haven't read any spoilers.
I read a bit of the comic, but not all of it. So I didn't really get further into. I know you tried.
I did.
It's the animation inside of it that you weren't really into.
Yeah, I didn't like the way it was drawn.
Yeah. But the only quotes that I had was I have 2 of them. One's from Doc Seismic saying, "I'm Doc Seismic. I never taught a class," because Mark was saying, "Wait, you're a professor of seismology."
Yeah.
And I just love how William comes out of the blue in the treehouse when they like everybody's looking down and trodden. It's like just after graduation, they thought there would be more. And he looks at Eve and he goes, "It's graduating high school, not losing your virginity." I don't feel different. Eve was like,
I have a William quote too. It's like when they say the Lincoln quote in the graduation speech. Did he though? Did he really say that? It doesn't sound very Lincoln-y.
Yeah. Oh, you just gotta love his naivete.
Yeah. And then later Mark was like, "I can't marry a fish. I have a girlfriend."
Well, basically coming straight from the actual title of the episode.
Pretty close to it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. That's all I had.
That's cool. But we didn't get any feedback. I checked. I actually did post something, everybody. So
I saw it.
I put it on Instagram. I put it on Facebook. I
believe I shared it.
And I mentioned about the Gmail. So with that, we will mention a little bit about feedback. Obviously, you can find us on our Facebook group, which would be facebook.com/Panels to Pixels. You can also see our Instagram, which is @Panels to Pixels Podcast. Both images are there. I always put in like what we're promoting for the week and what we're covering. I did that for this particular episode with the cool image of Mark underwater and stuff with the logo for Panels. You could just easily put your comments in the image below whenever you see stuff like that. I do that for Gen V. I do that for Invincible. I will be doing that for the Marvels, which we'll be covering towards the end of this week. You should be getting this out to you November 14th. So soon as Jayme and I wrap up, I'll be releasing this episode. It will be not raw, but it will be cleaned up. So it's audible to your ears. And I just like to make things a little bit more natural lately. So we like to get this stuff out to you sooner. You could also email us at panels to pixels 1 at gmail.com. That's panels 2 is spelled out TO, pixels and the number 1 at Gmail. You can just write out your thoughts. We'll read them on the podcast as regular feedback. Or if you're able to record your voice through your cell phone, your iPad, your computer, what have you, and send that as an attachment on the email, we will play it so that way you can actually have your voice on the podcast as well. And we would like to talk about your feedback. A lot of people are finding us on different ways to listen to us. We could be found on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast player of choice.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Yeah, you'll laugh, Jayme. I test listen to the podcast after I upload it, and it's on my, guess what? I'm going to say her name, but she better not answer. Alexa. So I listen to it on that, and it's pretty cool. And the one I have, I think it might be too old. It's kind of boxy.
Yeah.
But if I listen to it on my Apple TV, it's pretty funny. It sounds pretty good through my theater system and my TV. But we're on Amazon Music, so you can check us out there as well. But we're also on YouTube and YouTube podcasts, so you can check us out. All you have to do is look for Panels to Pixels podcast. The actual YouTube page is Panels to Pixels podcast. So if you like what we're doing, you want to see other video content, if I'm able to get people to be on more interviews, video interviews, that'd be great. But we do the actual podcast and put it out there, and you could listen to it as like a regular YouTube video or as a podcast. While you're there, just please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and ring the bell to be notified whenever you get the newest episode is up. So that way you're in the know. And when something is new there, because you never know, something will just come out sporadically because I didn't post anything and I'm an idiot.
Yeah, that's all right.
But you can hear us there and do that. And word of mouth is always great. And with all the podcast players of choice, please give us a rating or review when they're there. It'd be really greatly appreciated if you give us a 5-star review, as always. But I always like to have people to be honest. So if you have any thoughts of what we could change, what you would like us to do differently, something that you would like to input, please do so and put that in the notes as well. We'll take that into consideration. Well, this is a point where other people could listen to you, Jayme.
Right now, still the only thing on my schedule is the Watched It in the 80s ET coverage. We were going to do it yesterday. Mm-hmm. Had some stuff come up, so we're going to try and record next Monday. Right. Possibly still be out around Thanksgiving is the goal.
All right, cool. Well, where else can you listeners hear me? Well, obviously right here on Panels to Pixels podcast. Like I already mentioned, we're going to be covering the Marvels. We wrapped up Gen V. We're going to continue our coverage on Invincible, and we're awaiting for anything else for us to cover eventually. There's going to be more stuff coming out. I'm forgetting a lot too, but I'm sure there'll be something, and I'll make you aware of that. Just follow us on the Facebook page, Instagram, all that cool stuff. You could also hear me on Adrenaline Cinema podcast. There we cover action, adventure, fantasy, suspense, movie, thrillers that are out there. Anything that gets your adrenaline going. The last thing that we put out was Total Recall. That was the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from the early 90s that Jason Gabassi from Podcastica joined me on, and it was fun to do. I love Jason. He's fun to talk to. We had a good conversation on that one. I look forward to doing another Apes movie with our friend Jerry. Jayme and I are looking to cover Friday the 13th Final Chapter. So I already got the doc up, Jayme, so it's just a matter of when you and I could coordinate. So we'll do that.
The schedule's always busy.
I know that. But I will be looking for other people. My friend Ben Elmore was more interested in doing some more content as well on the podcast. So I'll be asking Ben to do some more stuff later on. He just needs to choose and pick a movie. And then I'm trying to get with Damien to see if we could actually do Explorers for Watched It in the 80s. Because I really want to cover that. I don't really want to cover it on Adrenaline. It's more or less his venue when it comes to 80s movies. But you could also hear me on Fantasy Picks Movie Edition, and that can be found as well on the Pirate Core Entertainment Network. A lot of people are not giving any hits, so I might actually share the podcast information for it. But we did our top 5 monster movies, so check that out when I do post that or repost it to the social media. So it'd be greatly appreciated if you show Rob some love. He's going to be on the new the Marvels review that we're going to do here on Panels to Pixels.
That'll be interesting. I've heard really good things about that movie. I just haven't had time to go see it.
I'm a bit mixed. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but to sum up my overall thoughts before we get too in depth, I enjoyed the movie. I think a lot more writing was needed in continuity. That's about it. More in-depth information, if you guys want to hear that, check out the next episode. We're going to get into a massive discussion about that particular movie. One person was not particularly liking that movie, so there might be a little bit of a debate on that. But it might be Rob, myself, Steve, and hopefully somebody else if they want to come on. So with that, that was our podcast on Invincible Season 2, Episode 2. And yeah, I'm Mark.
I'm Jayme.
And this was Panels to Pixels Podcast. And we'll see you on the next panel. Goodbye.
See you soon. Night.